Now this is a cell.
You approve?
German built. How could I not? They will charge us soon, yeah?
You looking forward to it?
I believe I am. I will have, as you say, my day in court.
The Oscar goes to...
And the Oscar goes to...
And the Oscar goes to...
Award season. That time of the year when Hollywood, desperate for validation and attempting to show it still has cultural relevance, releases its most important pictures, as if to say, see, we still matter. Where self-satisfied winners can lecture audiences on the latest cause celeb, and everyone in the room can agree that morally, they are so much better than the little people watching at home, all the while clutching onto their $200,000 gift bags, while you, the viewer, shouts at the screen,
"Get on with it! Yes, get on with it!"
And every year in this race for glory, there are films produced not for the entertainment of the audience, but for the sole purpose of winning awards, in particular, the coveted Oscar.
This holiday season, go for strength. Go for inspiration. Go for Oscar Gold.
Cynical maneuvers in filmmaking by studio executives with little imagination, filled with tropes and cliches we have seen dozens of times before.
You let him sell you out. I mean, what about truth? What about the reality?
What about the way the old ending tested in Canoga Park? Everybody hated it. We reshot it, now everybody loves it. That's reality.
Movies that in the years that followed leave befuddled audiences asking, This was the best picture? So when I first saw the trailer for Nuremberg, I gotta admit, my heart sank. This looked like just another cynical production filled with those same tropes and cliches, from an all-star cast of Academy Award winners and nominees, to a beloved leading man now playing a role beyond his usual comfort zone, usually obese, and always with an accent.
I had a farm in Africa at the foot of the Ngong Hills.
A surefire signal to those who can vote that this isn't just another throwaway piece of fluff on a Saturday night. This is art. Reinforced by the rent-a-quote critics' praise and a soundtrack that proclaims its portentous importance, all adding to a growing sensation that Nuremberg would be nothing more than another piece of Oscar bait. But maybe this time I'm wrong. Perhaps Nuremberg is a genuine passion piece from a writer-director who has chosen to portray a key moment in 20th century history using all the talent, all the skill shown in his previous work.
We are gonna kick some serious alien ass.
Damn it! You know, sometimes I hate when I'm right. Nuremberg. So, what did I think? Nuremberg tells the story of the world's first international war crimes trial and the duel of wits between Hermann Göring, played by Russell Crowe, and army psychiatrist Douglas Kelly, played by Rami Malek. You can almost picture the excitement in the eyes of studio executives when this one crossed their desks. A production with heft and consequence, following in the footsteps of films like Stanley Kramer's 1961 epic Judgment at Nuremberg, with an all-star cast going through the rigors of groundbreaking performances as they chase the opportunity of another statuette on their mantelpiece, with a knowing commentary subtly winking towards current-day politics awards voters are bound to go for. So the question is, how, even for a blatant piece of Oscar bait like Nuremberg, did it go wrong? Well, the blame has to rest entirely on the shoulders of writer-director James Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt today is still best known as the screenwriter of Zodiac, the highly praised but way too long David Fincher movie from 2007. But since then, Vanderbilt's work has not exactly been groundbreaking. And unfortunately, his screenplay for Nuremberg is more of the same. A screenplay that is so by the book in its predictability that you begin to picture each camera direction, each cut, each close-up as it is written on the page. A screenplay that somehow took the life stories of real living people, people whose roles in the trial and the decisions they took 80 years ago still echoed down through the decades, affecting the world today, and manages to turn them into nothing more than B-movie types seen in an Audie Murphy Western from the 1950s.
Don't compare us. We've got nothing in common.
Everybody dies.
While Goring is portrayed as nothing more than a two-tone Saturday morning cartoon villain. His characterization gives the audience no reason to believe that this man was one of the most dangerous in history, coming across instead as a harmless, overweight clown. It is impossible not to compare Nuremberg to earlier productions, such as the Turn of the Millennium TV miniseries of the same name, which starred Alec Baldwin and Brian Cox as Goring, with a screenplay that successfully brought real events to the screen, with Cox winning an Emmy for his performance that showed just how charming Goring could be.
That's quite simple. We took our example from the similar dual roles of the President of the United States.
And just how dangerous he was.
And the idea for concentration camps?
The idea was mine.
Instead, we have to sit through 2.5 hours of a screenplay that has nothing to say at best. At worst, it's ill-informed, lazy, and downright misleading, with historical figures such as Albert Speer completely erased, and crediting Kelly with the work of American psychiatrist Gustav Gilbert. There is also the baffling decision to put the trial in the background of the story. What could have been a thrilling drama set around the trial instead feels hollow and empty, with Vanderbilt choosing to resort to infodumps in the style of The West Wing, with characters either drinking or walking and talking while spouting reams of exposition to keep the audience informed just where we are in the story. Then there is Vanderbilt's directing, which is perfectly adequate in a TV movie of the week sort of way, but that directing style is so vanilla, so bland, so safe, that even when using real footage from the camps, he can't convey the true horror of the Holocaust the way Stanley Kramer's Judgment at Nuremberg succeeded using only stills.
Displayed for the local townspeople by an Allied officer. Brushes of every description. Shoes. Adults and children. Spectacles.
But where Vanderbilt fails as a director is with his actors. There are no truly bad performances, but there is an awful lot of acting, especially from our two leads. If Vanderbilt was capable, he would have been able to guide the cast in their performances, but instead, with little to do, Malick gurns his way through the film, Michael Shannon as Justice Jackson is subdued to the point of comatose, and Russell Crowe swings wildly, sometimes in the same scene, going from being convincing as Goring to chewing up the scenery to the point of parody. The only bright spot when it comes to performances is Richard E. Grant as Sir David Maxwell Fyfe, the prosecuting counsel whose cross-examination of Goring is one of the most noted in legal history. There is a real excitement, a real joy in watching two actors bouncing off each other the way Crowe and Grant do in that scene, driving each other on to create a thrilling moment. Unfortunately, that moment is barely 4 minutes in a film that is 2.5 hours long, and to ask viewers to wait around for it would be a trial in itself.
Order!
Knock it off!
By the time we reach the decidedly unsubtle ending, which lazily tries to reference modern-day politics in a cynical attempt to garner critical favour, accompanied by a pompous and ill-suited score by the usually brilliant Brian Tyler, you realise that Nuremberg is classic Oscar bait, with the sum of its parts adding up to nothing. Nuremberg is available on multiple formats, including Sky Movies. If you want to see award-winning drama that shows the importance of the Nuremberg trials, then may I suggest the miniseries from 2000, which is available online and here on YouTube. But despite the moderate box office success Nuremberg has had, like so much Oscar bait, it will soon and justly be forgotten. And for all these reasons, Nuremberg gets my lowest rating. This is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. I say, avoid.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
And if you liked this episode of So What Did I Think, and you want to see more, please click like and subscribe. Feel free to share this episode with someone you think might like it, and remember, always subscribe. Thanks for watching.